What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? You tuned in to the Talk Loopy Show with your boy F1MG, co-host B. Castellano. We got John here today doing the interview in the rock genre. He's putting on. He got some new content that the world definitely want to hear, and you're going to hear it first from him. Exclusive, exclusive, exclusive. Go ahead, John. Introduce yourself.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm John Kolar. I'm originally from West Virginia, the hills of Morgantown, West Virginia. So that's where I come from. I grew up there, went to school there. I studied engineering and then music technology as a combo in my undergrad at West Virginia University. So I was trying to become better as a musician, but then also as an engineer. So that was, you know, 10-ish years ago now, and now I'm working as a teaching professor at Ball State University in Indiana, kind of close to Indianapolis, and I teach in the School of Music, so I'm teaching audio engineering topics, everything from recording and mixing and mastering, and then also some more technical stuff like building guitar pedals and things like that. So, but that's been good. I love the teaching aspect. Been getting to work with my students on helping them develop their musicianship, helping them to develop their voice through their music, and that's definitely taught me a lot about how I can develop my voice. So it's cool, you have to explain a certain music concept or a certain mixing concept to somebody, you understand it better once you can explain it, and then with that understanding, you can really use it however you want. So that's been great. I've been teaching at the university for about a year now, so I've definitely seen my musical voice develop throughout that. And then starting in February, 2 months ago now, I released my first song under my solo name, just my name, John Kolar. And I'm releasing one song a month this year. It's leading up to a 10-song album coming out in November. So
You got a lot of work going on. So
a lot of work.
what was one of the benefits that you learned from working in the university, teaching in the university actually?
It's awesome. It's like it's a state school, so we have public funding, and because of that, there's revenue coming in that can help with upkeep for the university. So we have an awesome facility that the students get to use 24 hours a day, but then I also, as a faculty member, I get to use. So it's great. We got a lot of equipment, a lot of mics, instruments, and just space to be creative, So that's a huge perk. And then, just being surrounded by musicians, talking music 24/7, it's awesome. It's just.
Yeah, that's definitely nice.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's so nice. It's so nice.
It's like living with your music community, basically.
Definitely.
It's really nice. So, with your project that you got coming up, so give us a little insight on your project.
Yeah, so I've been trying to do it the right way. Just trying to maximize how many people my music gets in front of them. So I've been trying to read up on music marketing, music promo, that kind of stuff. And I came across the idea of doing what's called a waterfall release. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it, but if you're not, it's basically, you release a song a month, and then maybe not a month, but you release your songs in iterations. And the first song, you release the first one, the second one, it has them stacked, right? So I just released my second song. They click the link, and then it plays the first song directly after the second song. And then you just keep doing that, right? So I'm doing it that way, and I was thinking about that kind of medium, and I wanted it to touch a bunch of different genres. They're all pretty down the middle, but I'm doing some indie rock, some that are a little bit more country influence. I'm doing one that's a little bit more Appalachian genre, that's like has some fiddle in it, and that's a little bit more bluegrass style, but then it's a little bit more rock. So because of that, I can kind of per release kind of promote it to different people, so like one I could probably send to a country playlister, but the other one I could definitely send to like a Midwest emo kind of playlister. So I'm just like throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks kind of idea. And
yeah, I see you've been doing a lot of strategizing.
Yeah. And I actually got the chance to take an art class when I first moved to Indiana. I was like, I don't know, I got to meet some people. So I signed up at the Community Arts Center, and I took a visual media class. So I made this big collage. It's got paint, magazine clippings, all kinds of stuff. And I took photos of them, and those are the album artwork for the releases. So the first 9 are going to be zoomed in photos of the collage in different parts, and then the last release that's going to be the whole album is a zoomed out photo of the collage. So it's like
Okay.
going to be a little I Spy thing going on there.
Okay. That sounds dope, man. You got a lot going on. He's very creative here, I see. You got John the Creator over here. So what's going on with this project? Where who helped you with your project? Like, who's affiliated with your project that you're working on?
For sure. So sometimes it's just me on a song, but most of the songs have another person's name on it. So I got a good buddy who lives back in Pittsburgh now. That's where I was before I just moved here. And he's from West Virginia as well. He's my drummer for everything. His name's Cole, and he's got a good setup in his attic to record drums. You send him something, he does it, and it sounds awesome. And then he sends it back, I mix it. So I got him doing a lot of drumming stuff. I play most of the other instruments on it. Bass, guitar, vocals, and keys, but I can't get the drums down, man. I can't do something different than my hands. So
y'all basically merged y'all sound, and y'all creating a new sound is what's going on here.
Exactly, yeah. And then I was living in Pittsburgh for 2 years before I came here, and I was playing with Cole, once, twice a week. So we kind of developed a chemistry there that I think he understands, like, my musical language in a way that's kind of special. We developed that chemistry. So he's helped me out. And then I had an old professor who I learned from at West Virginia University. He's actually Grammy nominated in a classical album that he worked on, and he mastered my song that is coming out in 10 days now. So got him on it. Got a couple other friends from childhood and other things from different parts of life that are playing strings on some, sax on some, and also have a new friend that I just met at Ball State who's a drummer in the drumming faculty, and he's killer. His name's Cassius. And
so you got a lot coming for us here, John. You've been holding out, man.
There's a lot going on, man. It should be fun.
So for independent artists that's emerging and want to get into this game of the music industry, what would you say to them? Yeah,
I mean, the biggest thing that I've noticed, I can see it in myself. It's easy to get discouraged because you're like, to be a functioning musician, you're expected to be able to play more than one instrument, to be able to produce, to be able to mix and do all these things. And like, you can send that off to other people, but it's also you're paying more money, right? Or it costs you more. And then on top of that, that's just the music aspect. You also have to be a videographer. You have to be a social media marketer. You have to be your own playlist, your promoter for yourself.
Everything.
Get placements like this podcast. You know what I mean? It's like you have to do all of these things. And I think it's super easy to get discouraged on yourself and just say, I'm not doing enough, or like, why didn't I get that placement? Why didn't I work harder? Why am I eating my dessert now and watching Netflix and not working on my music? But it's like, it's okay. It's okay to take a break. And I would say that you don't need to get down on yourself. I would just tell somebody that, like, just overall stay as positive as you can and just like keep making the music, because that's why we're here. Music is what brings so together. It's what brought us together today, and it's like just staying positive and thinking about what music actually means to you and why you're doing it in the first place. And then it's like, yeah, it's not a bad day. I just, I didn't get to those emails, or I didn't get to that part today because I'm a human being and I have to sleep and I have to eat.
Indeed.
That's very, very true.
How do you break that down to your students?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think a lot of them, they ask specific questions like, how did you do this? How did you mix this? How did you promote this? They'll ask very specific questions. And a lot of the time they're, I think, surprised that there's a lot of a lot of things going on when I'm making new music or when I'm promoting music, when I'm doing all these aspects of being an independent musician. But I think a lot of it, really what it comes down to, underlying in their question is, how did you have time and how did you have the ability to do all of this, right? So I think I'm older than my students, so that's something that I've had years on them to learn more things than they have, right? So they need to understand that they need to be patient with the process, to learn how to edit the videos, to learn how to play that guitar lick and all of those things. So patience and then time management on top of that. So, just figuring out that,
those are two keys. Two
Yes,
keys
those,
he just
yes,
gave you: patience and time management. Two
Right.
keys.
yes.
Right.
That definitely goes a long way because like I have my own podcast, which is
Yeah.
our show, and I do brutal comedy,
Yeah.
as F1MG. First, I am signed to Family First Music Group, so
Right.
I'm a content creator, and I think what you said, it really resonates with me because I'm one of them people where I like to stay ahead, so I'm consistently making stuff. Like I try to go for what I feel the people should hear. I don't feel you should water nothing down. If you feel
Right.
it makes you comfortable, then that's what you should go with. You feel what I'm saying? Me, like I said, I'm a disrespectful comedian, and in these days and times, a lot of people are not used to individuals being blunt. They want you to pamper them and groom them and all that. And me, I don't feel that we're in them times. We're in them times where everybody's comfortable, and if you got a BBL or you got something going on, I'm supposed to just go with the flow because that's what you like. If I think it looks tacky, then it looks tacky. So, I so basically, my whole thing is this: like, even dealing with rock, like rock has been around forever. You feel what I'm saying? Like Kiss and all of that. So, like, when you say you do rock music, you do like what, like contemporary rock? Like, what kind of rock is it? Like, is it soulful rock? Like, people feel like you got different kind of rock. Like, you're always gonna have rock and roll, but you have different kinds of rock. You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
And I
Very,
think
very
that a
true.
lot of people just look at it like you go crazy, like you had Jimi Hendrix. But if you look at Jimi Hendrix's style compared to other people's, like, he had a specific style that came along with him being a rock and roll artist. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
you look at Elvis Presley, but mostly people know him for doing this little dance with the guitar. So there's certain things, certain attributes that made this individual stand out as being a rock star. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So, in what category would you place yourself in? You know, because to me, you sound like a sultry rock and roll player.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Great question. So I think that overall, which doesn't, it's always struggle. It's always a struggle for me to find the exact genre. I normally, if I'm saying it to somebody, I just say indie rock / alternative. So it's more contemporary. And I would say that it has definitely jazz / country / soul influences depending on the song.
Your style is not the regular rock style. His style is more like a new style that he's introducing into the rock genre. You know what
But
I mean?
like just off of the energy that he giving in the interview, you can tell like he's not like a loose rock and
He
roll
not one of
artist.
those though.
He
Yeah, you
has
definitely right
that
about
real
that.
calm. He has that calm and sensual like style where he bringing like that. He got that little swag, and he from Virginia. He from the South, so he definitely bringing something different. So that's why I said that. Like, I'm from New York, but I live in NC right now. So North Carolina. So, like I said, it's definitely different from back in the day. Like, you look at R&B now as to growing up, like you had that R&B that meant something, that love R&B, like that heartbreak R&B, whereas now it's about bending her over, stretching her, or tricking on her. Like, so it's not really R&B. You get what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
for sure.
you had rap, but you had rap that meant something. It spoke about our daily struggles of where we come from. Just like you had sultry country music, just like I said back in the day, and it depended on the artist. Like, you didn't have Elvis Presley talking crazy. If you listen to Elvis Presley, it all had meanings to it. Like everything had meaning to what was going on outside of the artistry of what they was doing. Like this is what I am, but behind that, this is who I really am. And now people try to bring something to the table that they're not. You can't. To me, I don't feel like that's authentic, and it resonates with people who haven't been through that. You can't rap about something or sing about something that you don't have no understanding or you haven't been through it. You feel what I'm saying? So the only way that it resonates with me is if you be honest. And like I said, I'm a brutal comedy. So I look at Richard Pryor as one of my favorites because he was a comedian, but when he went outside of comedian, he got high. We all know that. But he brought that to the table. Like, he didn't hide who he was as a person. Feel what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And maybe that made him overcome some of his struggles. I could go out here and I could say this to people and they could understand where I'm coming from. You might not get high for crack, but you might smoke weed. And this might put you in this, or you might smoke cigarettes when you down and out. You feel me? Or you want to clear your head, or you understand what I'm saying? So it's certain things that all of us go through and we'll go lean on, like we'll go drink, thinking that'll wash away whatever we got going on.
Right.
And then I could come in front of 70,000 people and say, "Oh, yeah, I was an alcoholic." And this is what I thought. And you get what I'm saying?
This where the music come in at, because we therapeutic.
Exactly.
We being therapeutic by giving the people the music. You know, like I'm into hip hop, he's into rock, but you know I'm also into pop music as well. So you know we all correlate. We all one. We all musicians. We all for the same cause. You know what I'm saying? The genres is just the style of music, but the lifestyle as a musician is really all the same. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, John got some tough music, man. I got some samples. You know, he's gonna be on F1MG FM radio. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be on the playlists. And I meant to tell you, I didn't get to notify you that I also got some sync opportunities for you too.
Great.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna email you those over after the interview. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's definitely been a good vibe. This is the time for the show right here. So John, you got anything else you want to say to the people before we wrap up?
No, thanks for having
tell us where the people can find you at.
For sure.
For your content.
Everywhere. I'm at John Kolar Music and johnkolarmusic.com for everything. I'm on all the socials and doing the thing.
All right, so that's JOHNKOLAR. JOHNKOLAR. Find them everywhere, all streaming platforms, all social medias. Tap in. You want to hear that new sound that's coming out for that rock music? I'm telling you right now, you know I stay in tune with all the hot newness, man. John got that hot newness, man. Tap in with B. Castelliano at the car show. You want to hear that brutal comedy, and you know what it is, man. We right here, right now, on the Talk Loopy Show. Shout it out, shout it out, shout it out.
You already know, man. Tap in, man. It was a pleasure having you, John.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Nice to meet you.
Same here. Looking forward to having more interviews.
Yes.
If you know anybody else who want to have some, tell them to tap in with us as well, man. We're all about helping the independent artists, independent scene in the community. So that's our thing.
Awesome. Yeah, I could definitely send some recommendations to some other people.
Most definitely, man. We will highly appreciate that.